Okay, we are live.
All right.
Just so you know, we have a Mark Cuban as an attendee also.
Okay, very nice. We already got 40 attendees, so that's good. So immediately on 9:58, Pankaj ji will start the video, 2 loops, and then immediately I will, start the proceedings.
Yeah. Okay, Ashish.
Ji sir, good morning.
अपनी ओर से मध्य प्रदेश की 7.5 करोड़ जनता की ओर से आप सबका हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं।
हम कोशिश करेंगे कि न्यूयॉर्क में इंदौर दिखे, मध्य प्रदेश दिखे।
मध्य प्रदेश के विकास में भागीदार बनते रहिए, मध्य प्रदेश को आगे बढ़ाने में सहयोग देते रहिए।
तो ये शुरुआती कार्यक्रम है। हमारा ये प्रयास रहेगा कि प्रदेश में निवेश या सेवा के लिए भी उत्पर हों।
इनोवेशन इन एमपी, मध्य प्रदेश के इनोवेशन।
We're seeing a generational transformation in MP.
Building some truly innovative products.
Basic world issues to high-tech solutions and many other creative ideas.
With lots of deliberation, we have shortlisted 10 companies.
With such wonderful variety and passion of the MP entrepreneurs.
साउंड नहीं आ रहा है।
अपनी ओर से मध्य प्रदेश की 7.5 करोड़ जनता की ओर से आप सबका हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं।
हम कोशिश करेंगे कि न्यूयॉर्क में इंदौर दिखे, मध्य प्रदेश दिखे।
मध्य प्रदेश के विकास में भागीदार बनते रहिए, मध्य प्रदेश को आगे बढ़ाने में सहयोग देते रहिए।
तो ये शुरुआती कार्यक्रम है। हमारा ये प्रयास रहेगा कि प्रदेश में निवेश या सेवा के लिए भी उत्पर हों।
इनोवेशन इन एमपी, मध्य प्रदेश के इनोवेशन।
We're seeing a generational transformation in MP.
Building some truly innovative products.
Basic world issues to high-tech solutions and many other creative ideas.
With lots of deliberation, we have shortlisted 10 companies.
With such wonderful variety and passion of the MP entrepreneurs.
Good morning, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Innovation in MP showcase being organized by Friends of MP New York and co-organizers. First and foremost, we are very pained by the happenings of COVID resurgence in India and our dear motherland MP and other parts in MP. Our families are there. We are, every day our minds and hearts are there. Some of the participants also today have been impacted by it. We pray to the Almighty to bless us all to come out of this calamity. So you already saw what Friends of MP is and what we have been doing so far and the idea behind innovation in MP. What we want to tell you in short words is that this is not an investment forum only or a program like a Shark Tank or something like that. This is an attempt by people of Friends of MP here and co-organizers to give a showcase platform to companies of Madhya Pradesh who are doing innovative work and who have a lot of passion and with a global platform can take their dreams to the highest level. If you see these numbers, these are the kind of companies that we met in the last 2 months, the amount of efforts that were put in by our volunteers to get the ball rolling. What we want you to do today is don't look at the commercial ROI only in these companies. उनका जुनून देखिएगा, उनका पैशन देखिएगा, क्योंकि हमने भी उसी को देखने की कोशिश की है और ये देखिएगा कि उनमें आगे की संभावनाएं क्या हैं. As you see the word, watch the immense possibilities that they can be presented with during this global platform. All of them have worked very hard, and as I said, some have been even impacted by COVID, but working on this, so we really admire that. Also, you would be surprised to know that it's just 10:01 and we already got 200 participants. So thank you very much, everybody, for taking this time from all parts of the world. I'm told that we have people joining right from California to all parts of America, to Europe, Qatar, India, and also Singapore. Thank you, everybody. It's important also to share that we did not actually share the names also of the companies because we just wanted for you to come and see the passion and not get just distracted by the names. We also thank a lot of supporters that have been behind this exercise. Can I have the next slide, please? Who have been helping us get this thing together. You will also get a chance to meet of them, some of them today. While they are dignitaries in their own right, for us, they are true and cherished friends of Madhya Pradesh. Couple of housekeeping rules before we start the program. We will be asking you to please use the Q&A box for any questions that you have. You can put them in the Q&A with the name of the company or the domain, and either the company or our moderators will answer it. All the people that you see in the panelists participants with FMP are the Friends of MP volunteers who have put up this program, and the companies have their names written there. Also, we will try to be communicative and get you information, and you will also get a chance to meet with some of these dignitaries that the names are you seeing. This is Navratri season. So what better way to begin the program when the participant list is showing 211 that I invite our lady colleague Raksha Ji Gupta to kick off the proceedings. Raksha Ji, welcome.
Raksha, you go to unmute.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jitenji, for giving me this opportunity. Here we start our showcase, and I would like to invite Mr. Govind and Aarti from Anaxee.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Aarti, and before I start, let me quiz you. Do you know how many shops are in Depalpur in the 2 square kilometer area that you see on the screen? Depalpur is a town in Depalpur sub-district, also called as Taluka or Tehsil in Indore district of MP. Let me tell you, 405 shops, and there are 146 more villages in this taluka. And India has 5,500 talukas like Depalpur, spread across 35 states and union territories, covering over 600,000 villages. At Anaxee Digital Runners, we are creating India's largest last mile network to help businesses reach such remote areas. Brands, products, and services do not reach to people in Depalpur because they do not have enough verified data for decision making to know as to what are the needs of the people there, what are their aspirations, what is the buying propensity, and what is the volume. Even if the volume is there, it is hugely scattered. So, what do you do when you have a scattered volume? You need a distributed network to address it. This is precisely what we are doing at Digital Runners. We are creating India's largest tech-enabled, centrally managed shared feet on street to deliver last-mile assistance. Unlike West, which is DIY economy, India is essentially an assisted economy, and last-mile assistance helps scale faster. So how do we do it? We onboard locals, tech-savvy, mobile-savvy individuals onto our platform and assign them tasks that can be delivered using a mobile app. The tasks include data collection, surveys, app marketing, customer onboarding, merchant acquisition, KYC verification, etc. We aim to create 100,000 digital runners by 2025. We already have 14,000 partners spread across length and breadth of India, starting from Kargil in Kashmir to Hadbe in Little Andaman, Navsari in Gujarat to Changlang in Arunachal Pradesh. We have served over 1,000 clients directly and indirectly. Anaxee's mobile app is customizable based on client's requirement. The data captured is geocoded, timestamped, and can be accessed by the customer via easy to comprehend real-time dashboards. So, how can brands and businesses use Anaxee's platform? As a first step, we do market mapping where we do survey and data collection to profile the geography or market the brand intends to reach. Once based on these data insights, the brand can decide whether or not to address the market and how to address the market. The next step is to create consumer awareness about the products and service offering and onboard or acquire customers. Once that is done, the brand would want to maintain its presence while regularly engaging with its customers via order taking or taking feedback on the products and services. Hence, brands can create a scalable playbook across geography using Anaxee's digital runner network and without incurring any fixed infrastructure cost. All this is available on demand, empowered by technology, processes, and data-based approach that can help brands take insightful decisions. As a team, we are three Marwadi engineers. Me and Govind have 10 years of experience in Aadhaar's ecosystem. Nilesh has over 20 years of experience in technology development. Our current and past investors, we have won accolades nationally and internationally. We strongly believe that geography should not be a barrier for consumers to have access to products and services. And as more businesses reach remote parts of India, it will create opportunities for better economic growth in those areas.
Thank you. Thank you, Friends of MP, for this opportunity.
Thank you. It was a great presentation. But just while listening to your presentation, I was thinking certain things came into my mind, and it was more like we have other data companies too. So what is so unique about your company as a data platform?
Sure. So it's like, at Anaxee, when we collect data, so, it's a two-layer kind of thing where First, we are collecting data on demand when a customer requests us to do a project, especially in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 parts of India. We physically go and collect that data. And we are using that data to improve our platform. So that is like, next time we can leverage on this data for which customer has already paid us and use it again and again for improving our services and also improving our performance on field. It's like almost like offline Facebook, which we are creating, where we keep profiling all our consumers and merchants which we will meet.
So what about the quality of the data? How do you check?
So we do a 3-step quality check process. The first, which happens at the field itself, wherein you have the geocoded and timestamp data. Once that data comes onto our servers, there are automatic processes like OCR and image recognition, where we capture a lot of images also. So if suppose there is an address proof, so we verify whether the address on the address proof is as it is mentioned. And once that is done, we do a certain amount of semi-automatic or random check, where in case of there is a subjective answer that is coming. So we do random checks. We probably call the respondent and cross-check take the feedback about the runner. So we do a 3-step process before the data is transferred to the client.
Thank you. Do you have, maybe let's talk about some case study or any customer that would have benefited from your program or from your data platform?
Sure. There are plenty of them. We have spent almost 4.5 years now. I'll give 2-3 examples. If you have heard about Udaan, which is one of the fastest growing unicorn in India. So they want to help connect between retailers and merchants and OEMs through their on-demand, through their online platform. For a company like Udaan, we help them at various steps. One is like doing market mapping for them, where we help them figure out all the target stores where they can reach, and then also do merchant acquisition, app marketing, and KYC, where we help onboard those new merchants onto their platform. Same as with Wellspin, which is into bed sheets and towels. They wanted to spread across around 50 cities in India, and we help them reach out to stores across 50 cities. Other is rural companies who are focused in agri-tech sector. Like recently, we are working with Escorts tractors. They want to reach to 20,000 villages, 1 million farmers, and generate 100,000 leads for farmers who want to buy new tractors. They want to reach to tractor owners, and we are able to make that happen through our vast network of 14,000 digital runners spread across.
That was a pretty good presentation and Q&A. I'll take it over from here. This is Sumit, and I'm very proud to present Smart Technologies from Indore, and welcome Pooja Maheshwari. Can we play the presentation, please?
Thank you.
Very good morning, everyone. Good evening. Greetings. I'm Pooja Maheshwari, founder and CEO of Smarg. I'm a serial tech entrepreneur having 30 plus global recognitions and over 2 decades of industry experience. As I grew, I realized that prevention, protection, and care are inherent elements of a human life. I wanted to translate this inner drive to transform places with public and women safety, and also the places should be safe, secure, and hygienic for our children and all care groups too. Smarg exists to solve these daily life challenges of security, surveillance, and parking. CCTV surveillance is inherently so error-prone. It requires constant human vigil. Places lack structured data for traceability of usage patterns and operations. During peak times, reactive management leads to increased human capital deployment. Further, revenue opportunities get lost by not leveraging the important surveillance data. With users struggling right from the chaos on the public points to fuel and time wastage, it all results in negative environment impact and a negative brand impact. Smarg is the one-stop solution, which is an AI-driven smart premise experience and management platform. It has powerful deep learning-based video analytics intelligence with AI models that work over existing CCTV infrastructure on the edge. It delivers on-time safety alerts with no manual intervention and provides insightful user analytics that really matter. With 100,000 camera analytics hours delivered till date, our clients have achieved reduced costs of about 20% plus through automation, 15% more footfall leading to greater sales conversion with transformative customer engagement. All this, combined with a cost-effective rate, zero capex, and no hardware vendor lock-in, has made us a game changer. Smart custom AI models work over live camera streams on the Edge appliance. The Edge appliance is deployed in the same network as the cameras in NVR. Holders can view the dashboard with statistics, explore the site configuration, and see per camera rules. There can be hundreds of cameras with varying rules configured as per site need. Rules and analytics available include general safety, women and child safety, people counting and user demographics, zone-wise entry-exit, shopping conversion stats, heat maps, SOP compliances, and much more. We have enabled premises with COVID safety covering real-time alerts for no mask, social distancing, and disinfection checks to manage premise safety with the needed control. We also have a mobile application that empowers field staff with real-time alerts for COVID safety violations and tracking field staff productivity in the management of the premise SOP compliance with respect to the COVID safety. Let's have a look at the report and then the mobile application. The global retail analytics market size is projected at $17.84 billion by 2027. CAGR of 20% plus is being forecast for India, US, and major global economies. We have targeted a service obtainable market of about 12 million plus USD in the next 4 years. We look forward to a progressive SaaS-based deployment on camera basis from 1,000 plus cameras mark in 2021 to about 1 lakh plus cameras conservative estimate by 2025. Smart started with winning hackathons to several recognitions, showcasing in international trade shows to successful deployments. Smart is a recognized AI Startup India company and a proud member of NVIDIA US Accelerator. British High Commission UK government has selected Smart for Act for Green Accelerator. We are a bootstrapped startup with $120K invested into office space, talent, and IP. Our target is $8 million plus with a 300% year-over-year growth rate in the next 4 years. These are exciting times. Let's join hands and create a better tomorrow together. Thanks.
That was an awesome presentation, Pooja. Thank you so much. I have a few questions for you. The first one is, can you elaborate more what motivated you to create Smart?
Sure. So the inner zeal towards the prevention, protection, and care attributes, which are the basic attributes of a human life, that motivated me to work towards the care, hygiene, and security for the normal daily life challenges like security, surveillance, and parking. And that's why Smart exists today.
The next question I have is, you talked about how you work through channel partners in India to scale your business. So how can channel partners come on board to your platform, especially outside India? Can you talk more about that?
Sure. So basically, companies and consultants who are working towards security and surveillance for bigger brands, real estate, and different industry needs, they are the right tie-ups for us with respect to channel partner network, and that is how it has worked for us in Pan India and UAE so far, with 9+ successful channel partner network and gaining business through them. And a similar model we want to adopt going forward for US and other regions, and looking forward to drill down into the Pan India as well as the strategic geographic locations that we have targeted.
Pooja, data privacy and security is always of paramount importance to everyone. How does your platform, adhere to all these various regulations and rules around data privacy and security across the globe?
That's a nice question. So basically, we actually work on the video analytics at the edge, right on the premise. So no video data actually leaves the premise of the client. And talking about the metadata, which is related to the analytics that is happening on the camera, that analytics does leave the premise, goes to the cloud. But at cloud, we have the right measures for data at rest and data on move security, as well as we have the options of cloud storage being confined to a particular geography as per the client data compliance needs.
Last question is, Pooja, you're a female entrepreneur. So how has your journey been thus far?
It has been an awesome and fulfilling journey. In fact, I would like to share that we have about 90% plus equity as a women entrepreneur, and I have more than 50% of my members as women, and we are creating the safety and security for tomorrow's world. So really awesome to have that team and work, being an advocate into even gender diversity and inclusion. So that fulfills that dream as well. Thank you.
Pooja, thank you so much. Over to Anupam.
Thank you, Pooja, and thank you, Sumit. Now I would like to bring in Swaaha, and we have Samir and Jwalan from Swaaha. So,
thank you.
The earth is but one country, and mankind its citizen. This is a famous Baha'i quote which says that we all are one, and even our problems are one. Waste management is the biggest challenge for the world right now. So be aware and let's plan that how we are going to deal with this waste. And let's have Waste to Wealth program with Swaaha. Hi, this is Samir Sharma from Swaaha Resource Management Private Limited. It's an Indore-based startup, and we provide turnkey solution under solid waste management. We collect, we process, and we recycle. And these are the products and services we offer to the world. Nothing is garbage for us, and we earn when we segregate the waste and we process it. And we are able to process till date 6,430 metric ton of waste. So let's see, this is our first product. We make smart drum composters. We have established the biggest garden waste smart drum composter in Indore Municipal Corporation. This is biggest of the country. We have a very unique offer which is known as mobile waste processor, and we collect and convert the waste in the van itself. We also convert the food waste into biogas, into bio-CNG, and into electricity. And in Indore, we are running buses through these CNG gases. We are into dry waste segregation as well, and we provide material recovery facility for various ULBs and corporates, where we segregate and process dry waste. We are also making transportation hubs as zero waste campuses. Like Indore railway station is the first zero waste railway station of Western Railway. Also, we are into airports, metro stations, and ports. We are also into zero waste events. We organize zero waste marriages, zero waste cricket matches, zero waste conferences, zero waste investor summits. We have done food festivals, BCCI cricket matches. We have also done Ashram Mubarak. Now we are moving towards various parts of India. We are working with the best smart cities of the country and municipal corporations like Indore, Ujjain, Bhopal, and Pune. Now about the opportunities. Now we are looking that in the next 3 to 5 years, we can actually go for the various international markets like Europe, UAE, etc. And we will also try to capture international event market. 366 billion US dollar market is predicted internationally by 2027, and 12,300 crore market for India government. We have been awarded as the best startup by the Global Smart City Forum for India in this year of 2020. And we are a registered startup under Government of India scheme. So here it's all about Swaaha. Swaaha is a startup with so many possibilities. Swaaha is the fastest growing startup in this country. So we welcome and we hope that you people will definitely support us and will try to guide us and take us to a bigger scale. Thank you so much.
Great presentation, Samir. And who doesn't want Swachh Bharat? And from Indore, chokka to lagai diya, punch lagayenge. I have a couple of questions for you. What is your USP compared to your competitors when it comes to waste management?
Okay, so Swaaha is a technology solution provider, first of all. It's not just a trader. So we are a solution provider in the domain of solid waste management. And Swaaha's hybrid model of the smart mobile waste processing vehicle, which is clubbed with the biomethanation plants, it's a unique solution that provides the entire value chain of organic waste collection, processing into biogas, and distribution of compressed bioseed. And this USP gives Swaaha a competitive edge over other OEMs and traders to have a long-term working relationship with all the ULBs of India and smart cities.
Oh, makes sense. Great. So obviously we all are all for this. We all want clean India, and this is a great initiative, but it's a business. So how profitable are you? Are you making profit? What's your ROI? Like, if you can get some insight on that.
Yeah, so since our inception in June 2016, from there we have grown exponentially. So you can say in the first financial year of 2016-17, our revenue was just 50,000 rupees. From there, we have right now grown to a revenue of 4.5 crores in the last financial year. So we can see the growth is definitely there. We've delivered profits consistently for the past 3 financial years, and our EBITDA margins are approximately around 25 to 30%. So the profitability is still there, in spite of being in the domain of solid waste management.
That's great. Making money while cleaning India. Nothing can beat that. You are mostly in Indore and in MP now. What are your plans for scaling outside of Indore in other cities of India or maybe globally?
See, here, sky is the limit. Wherever humans are, waste are. So we can definitely, for us, the entire of India is a market. But if you see considerably, most of our revenues in this financial year has been from Indore, where we just process 5% of the 600 metric ton waste that Indore generates. And if we say we want to scale up to the next big cities of India, when we talk Ahmedabad, which generates around 8 to 10,000 metric tons of waste every day, Mumbai, which generates 12,000 metric tons of waste every day, New Delhi, which again which generates again 10 to 11,000 metric tons of waste per day. All these cities are around 7 to 10 times of the size of Indore. And opportunities are there. People want us to be there. So yeah, the scale is immense. Sky is the limit as far as waste management is concerned right now.
Samir, Javant, very impressed. Very good initiative, while profitable. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Jitenji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anupam, and thank you to our 3 teams. Guys, thank you for setting the stage so promisingly for us. We are all delighted that it is just 20 minutes. We already can see 246 on the participant list, and that is not the IPL score that you are watching, but the people that are watching innovation in MP. Great to hear that.
Right.
A couple of housekeeping points. One, please continue to use the Q&A. We are asking the companies also. Company Anaxee, you have a lot of questions for you, so kindly please answer that, and the moderators, please help them answer. Just for a recap, these are the 3 companies that you saw just now: SmargTech, Swaaha, and Anaxee. The details will be shared at our website also, and we will be sharing it in the Q&A. So please feel free to reach out to them, talk to them whenever you are. That is the entire objective. We want you to have all the information. Before we move on to our next segment, let's do a small poll of 30 seconds. Just to give you an idea that what you saw and what your thoughts are. That poll is just for our internal consumption. Can we have the poll, please? Okay, just go ahead, answer the question. Which presentation did you like the most? And we will not be sharing the answers. This is just for our internal consumption. So we get an idea that, how you guys are feeling about the program. Please feel free to use the Q&A box as much as you can to give us feedback. So we will try to, keep improvising. Okay, the poll will be ending in 5 seconds. Okay, can we end the poll, please? Thank you. Okay, now, as I said, we are delighted that, Friends of MP is blessed not just with our participants, attendees, but also dignitaries, both in professional life and government. And I'm delighted that CP Gurnani ji, who is the CEO and MD of Tech Mahindra, is actually here with us today. And it's a great pleasure for us. Gurnani ji is originally from Neemach, and he mentions that every now and then everywhere about his Neemach upbringing. He was awarded by the MP government as a brand ambassador 3 years back in Friends of MP Global Summit. He's joining us from India. He's also got few of their SVPs who are joining. We welcome them all. Gurnani ji, it's a pleasure to have you here, and we would like for you to say a few words to all our attendees, our companies, and give them guidance. Thank you very much, sir, for joining.
Somebody needs to unmute me.
Yes, sir, we did, sir.
Thank you. I mean, I know that the tigers of Bandhavgarh have come today to New Jersey, and you guys are roaming free, all the tigers, and we in India are right now being caged and being advised to be very, very careful.
Yes, sir.
I can only say that the common joke in the Indian IT industry was that there were two people from Neemach. One was Abidali Neemuchwala, the more famous, the more illustrious, the doyen of the bigger company, and me, who was always trying to grow up and become a Neemuchwala.
Sir,
so,
go ahead. Go ahead, please.
So I can only say is that I don't know if you invited Abid or not, but the reality is that...
Can we have the spotlight on Abid Neemuchwala, please? This is a great moment for Friends of MP to have the two doyens of Madhya Pradesh together.
So I'll say two things. One is great to see you, CP, and I know right now I feel lucky we are in the US, but the times in India are very difficult. But he talked about a joke in the Indian IT industry, and we both feel very proud that, even not only MP, but just one city that both of us are from, which is Neemach. But the second thing also is that don't take the second part of CP's joke seriously, okay?
So it is never a joke, yaar. Abhi dekho, so from being the doyen of the Indian IT industry and ruling the world from Dallas, now he's become Mr. Moneybag. So for guys who don't know, Abid Neemuchwala has got a checkbook where he can put more dollars than many countries around the world.
And CP sir has a handle to the Twitter of Mr. Anand Mahindra, and if he tweets about this program for us, we will be known globally. So we are really humbled at this occasion that both stalwarts of Madhya Pradesh are here today. It's a great blessing for us.
देखो जितेंद्र, illegal काम सिर्फ तुम और Mr. Trump करते थे. हम किसी के दूसरे का handle नहीं use करते.
Great, sir. CP sir, would you like to say something to the companies, please?
So anyway, guys, I mean, again, lovely meeting all of you, and clearly the love for MP, that on a weekend, all of you are together, about 250 of us, all of us together, clearly shows that we are in good hands. As a matter of fact, last June, I was getting restless and I drove to Indore because it was just one of those things that I had been locked in for too long. And I don't know if Savan Ladda is on the call, but Savan actually hosted me in Indore. And what was remarkable about, for many of you who remember that March is when the lockdowns in India started. For about 2 months, we had lockdowns in India. And Savan and his wife Preeti run a WeWork equivalent facilities out of Indore.
Correct.
And they've also grown their businesses into 8 or 10 other cities. So when I went to Indore, Savan took me around. And two things were very, very common out there. One was his 10-year-old son was an entrepreneur and he had started his own business. and he was arranging canteen supplies to his fellow students. And I still distinctly remember the example that Savant's son gave me. And he said, Pringles in India costs about 99 rupees, and he is able to sell it at 70 rupees because at wholesale, he buys it at 66 rupees. Now, my point was entrepreneurship is in the blood of MP. And if that entrepreneurship can be extrapolated and Saman Ladda being able to change from a resource sharing, a time sharing, a seat sharing capability into supplying furnitures at home. Because he realized that there is an opportunity in business that people have to convert part of their bedrooms into studies. And he did a tie-up with Godrej and whichever company, and he made money by supplying furniture. So my point is, if all of us can learn a lesson, MP today has referenceability in all 246 of you as friends of MP. MP has entrepreneurship, which has been demonstrated by a 10-year-old and a 40-year-old. Number 3, there is marketing built into us. That is why we are here together. Now, whether we end up doing a Baba Ramdev Yoga Festival or whether we do a Bandhavgarh Tiger Festival, it is for us to showcase Madhya Pradesh. And last but not the least is, like in business, all of us sit down and look at what is our core competence, what are the adjacencies, and what are the breakout strategies. I think what we had started 3 years ago, it was actually 2.5 years ago in Indore, where friends of MP got together and we were discussing how to leapfrog. We were discussing that in today's environment, creating one more campus is not the right way. Question is, can we create innovation hubs? Can we create centers of excellence? If MP is the heart of India, that Madhya word, Madhya Pradesh is central. The second largest state in India, heart of India, and with everybody expanding, can we become the logistics hub of India? Can we create a model where the entrepreneurship is recognized and encouraged in a way that it is not limited only to tie in Indore or a tie in potentially in Jabalpur or Bhopal? I think there is a whole need for all of us at 246 people to break this, what I call a challenge, into smaller challenges. And if some of us can work together and look at which partnerships to flourish, which centers of excellence to create, which innovation hubs to create, we don't have to be only known for Mahakal Mandirs. We don't have to be known only for Panchmadis. I think there is a lot more to be done. And the focus is on inclusiveness. The focus is on employment. The focus is on creating it as an education hub. And I believe the opportunities are immense. I'm happy that all of you are taking a lead. I'm happy that there is leadership here. Let's work together and let's make MP now not only known for Gwalior or Jabalpur or touristy spots, but now seen as an activity hub. And my dream is people of MP should not be going to different states for employment. People should be coming into MP for employment, and having only 1 or 2 industrial hubs is not enough. I think we need to do more. So I'm going to take a pause here, Jitendra. All I can say is that I'm with you guys and I would love to participate with you.
Thank you very much, Gurnani sir. From all of us, we are really delighted by your very inspiring comments. In all humility, this attempt that we made, I'm told by our Honorable CG, Mr. Randhir Jaiswal, who's also here with us, and we also have Mr. John Kingsley from MP government here, is that this attempt that Friends of MP, and we had also been doing just the social stuff in last 6 years. This is the first attempt by any diaspora organization in the world in its own humble way to get innovators from their state showcased at a global platform. And with your guidance and inspiration, we will definitely try to take it forward. Thank you very much, Gurnani sir. I would also like to now introduce Randhir Jaiswal, the Honorable CG of New York, who has been a co-partner and a great inspiration for us in organizing this event. And we also have Mr. John Kingsley from MP government, who's joined from Bhopal. I would now request Randhir sir to please share his comments.
Good morning, everybody here in United States. Good evening to those who have joined from India and elsewhere around the world. Very warm greetings to all of you from the Indian Consulate in New York. We are delighted to be a partner in this Innovation in MP workshop organized by the Friends of MP. I must say that they have made special efforts to design and put together this program. Out of 100+ companies today, we'll have some 11 of them presenting their project, but they've really worked hard, and we are so delighted. Possibly this could become a model for other diaspora organizations here to take forward their efforts to promote entrepreneurship and startup connections between the United States and various states in India. In the last several years, there has been a very strong focus from the Government of India's side, from the Ministry of External Affairs side, and from this consulate to bring states and the diaspora along with them, with the states, to the center of our economic engagement with the world at large. And we are very happy that today we have the Friends of MP anchoring this event on Madhya Pradesh. Earlier, the consulate, along with various other diaspora organizations, we have had several other workshops, similar workshops on business, tourism, culture promotion with the government of Bihar, with the government of Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, so on and so forth. Startup space, as you know, India is one of the most vibrant startups ecosystems in the world. We are possibly the second largest or the third largest network with some 20,000, 25,000 startups in play today. We have seen brilliant presentations made by Swaaha and Anaxee, and there are others to follow. I remember when we were in Rashtrapati Bhavan, we had once invited a very interesting startup. This particular startup company, they collect flowers from temples in Mathura after they are offered to gods and convert these flowers into incense sticks and foam. So that's the kind of things that are happening in India. We heard the kind of work that Swaaha is doing in waste to wealth. All this energizes us. And if you can give a big push to startup ecosystem that we have in India currently, we'll be giving a big push to entrepreneurship and to New India. So with that, I wish all of you who've joined this session the very best. I'm excited to be participating in this. And thank you so much, Mr. C.P. Gurnani, for your words of guidance for people of Madhya Pradesh. I would also like to thank Mr. Abidali Neemuchwala, who is participating here, and we look forward to listening to you. To Mr. John Kingsley for your support and cooperation, and of course to our dear friend Mr. Jitendra Muchal and all his co-organizers. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Randhir sir, for your kind remarks and inspiration. Also, thanks to DCG Sinha sir, Commerce Council Mishra ji, and all the consulate staff who have supported us right from day one, right from the inception of this idea of getting this going. Okay, friends, now that's Sinha sir. Sinha sir, thank you for joining for this program. We will now continue, friends. So that was a great segue. And, of course, we will get to hear Mr. Neemuchwala and other panelists that have been here. Let me now call upon Mr. Umesh Bhatia to get you back to the innovation in Madhya Pradesh. Umesh Ji Bhatia, please.
Hello and welcome to everybody. We're going to see a video for Technido, and I guarantee you that your Josh levels will go really much higher. So let's play it.
Hello, I'm Siddharth Dev, founder and CTO of Technido. We are primarily working in the field of robotics and automation with Indian Army as our main customer. When we started in 2013, we came across the fact that in India, use of technology, robots within defense forces is still very limited. Our soldiers have to face bullets. There are no tools for pre-counter-attack surveillance. They have to face IEDs. Then we started working on different ideas and designs and came up with very unique products like remote controlled weapon platform. The rifle is mounted on the machine, can be controlled from a distance of 3 kilometers. A hexacopter with thermal camera, that means it can detect living beings in complete dark. It also has payload of 3 kgs. The remote unit gives live thermal feeds and it has a range of 5 kilometer line of sight. A driverless car that is equipped with centimeter level precision GPS that gives precise movement on road. It also has obstacle avoidance, an IED handling robot that is a 5-axis robotic arm capable of lifting a load of 2 kgs. A throwable robot that can be used in a hostage-like situation for surveillance. Every product starts with understanding of problem statement and then designing a concept. The next stage is a CAD model. Then it goes for assembly and prototyping. This is a gun barrel inspection system. It has a camera in front and a wheel mechanism. This assembly goes inside the gun barrel and it can relay information about deformalities or defects. Then comes the lab trials. And field trials. Some more trials. And then it is in the news everywhere. The induction process of any product into mainstream of army is very difficult. Currently, 3 of our projects could achieve this stage of production. Number 1, gun barrel inspection system. Number 2, GPS tracker for Stars V. And the third one is moving target soaring system. Coming to the finances, last year we made a turnover of about 4 crores, out of which 50% came from the defense projects and other 50% from toll automation projects like FASTag integration, boom barriers, or vehicle classification system, etc. Today, our company is running in profit with positive cash flow, 0 debts, and no external funding. We are seeking mentorship, any contract manufacturing opportunities, and exploring US market through tie-ups. Thank you.
So thank you. That was absolutely brilliant. So how's the Josh?
Very high, sir. Very high.
Very good. So Siddharth, you're doing something that I started to do in 1993, and I still remember going to Pradeshipura and picking up that piece of land, which I never did anything with. So it's wonderful. So my question to you is, you could be doing anything else, but why the defense sector? Why is it, this is so different, so unique, so wonderful? Why defense?
So the biggest motivation factor is the patriotic feeling that you get. So every time any phone call, it starts with Jai Hind and it ends with Jai Hind. And sir, it's a different feeling that you get, a thrill that you get when you come to know that your products are being used at Pakistan border or at Arunachal border, and you are serving the nation. That is one point. The next point is what you can say is decreasing the dependency on other countries for defense supplies. With the schemes like Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, many of the products are being made in India itself. And under the government scheme, there is a mandatory budget allocated for SMEs, about 25% in every project. Over that, it gives an opportunity to train the local people, to local staff. And as a matter of fact, 50% of our staff is like 10th pass, but not very highly educated, but very highly experienced, highly passionate. So with this in mind, if we take our company ahead, we can train many more people, we can empower many more people, and many more people can be skilled in these services.
Well, I have to say Jai Hind right now. It's really wonderful to hear that. So let me ask you a second question. So with this vision that you have, right? Yes. Where do you see your company in the next 3 to 5 years? What can folks on this group here do for help you with, and where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Sir, we started about 8 years back, and that time in past 8 years, we have worked on about 25 different projects related to defense. And in that, some were related to robotics, automation, communication systems, some kind of training system for defense persons. And out of those, only 3 could make it to the next level of army induction process. And those 3 products alone, they brought in a revenue of about 8 to 10 lakhs in 2019. And it jumped 10x times in 2020. With that, and we were targeting only just 5 regiments. And there are overall 314 regiments in armored and artillery who could use our systems. So we see a very big opportunity over here. And we can see that we can easily touch a revenue of 50 crores or 60 crores in the next 3 to 4 years. Also, with our experience in defense, we have developed a 6-axis robotic arm that is for industrial purpose. And this robotic arm, it can be used in very small industries. And in coming future, we see this robotic arm working hard in every small industry of India. So that is our plan about.
Wonderful, wonderful. Listen, we wish you all the best, and I want to encourage all our attendees. We have a bunch of questions for you, Siddharth. Make sure you answer them in the chat box, in the Q&A box, I'm sorry. And also, before I forget, there's a whole very important thing for all our viewers to know, that Siddharth's, when you see the Indian Army ad and they talk about joining, that's his product, that's on there. So give him a big round of applause for having achieved that. It's really wonderful. So thank you. I think CPG may want to ask you a question, looks like. So CPG, do you have something for him? Looks like you just waved yourself. So
not really, but again, thank you, Siddharth, and anything that I can do to help you expand your portfolio or reach in the market, I'm always available offline for you.
Thank you very much for extending helping hands.
That's awesome. Thank you. We'll turn it over to our next MC, Raj Bansalji.
Yep, I'm here. Yeah, thank you, Umeshji. Thank you, Siddharth. It was a great presentation. So with any further ado, I will present our next presenter, Mr. Sandeep Ji from Rameshwaram H2O Tech.
नमस्ते, मैं संदीप रमेश कुमार, CMD रामेश्वरम H2O वर्ल्ड टेक। डॉक्टर ओटो ने 1923 में रियल कॉज ऑफ कैंसर का रिसर्च किया। उसमें उन्होंने जो बताया कि कैंसरस टिश्यूज आर एसिडिक एंड हेल्दी टिश्यूज आर अल्कलाइन। इस चीज ने मेरे दिमाग में एक हलचल पैदा कर दी कि हम एसिडिक होके बीमारियों को निमंत्रण देते हैं, तो हम अपनी बॉडी को अल्कलाइन कैसे बनाएं? तो अल्कलाइन बनाने के लिए बॉडी में 70% जो हमारा जो हिस्सा है वो पानी का है। उस पानी को अगर हम अल्कलाइन कर लेते हैं तो नेचुरली हमारे जो एसिडिक टिश्यू है वो अल्कलाइन टिश्यू में हो जाएंगे चेंज, और हमारी बॉडी अल्कलाइन बन जाएगी, जिससे हमारा सारा मतलब हम मैक्सिमम बीमारियों से दूर हो सकते हैं। इसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए 2019 में मैंने एक छोटी सी अल्कलाइन वाटर मशीन के बारे में बनाने की शुरुआत करी, और 2019 में मैंने उस मशीन को बनाया। चलिए मैं आपको उस मशीन के बारे में थोड़ा सा डिस्क्रिप्शन दे दूं। आइए, ये मेरी अल्कलाइन वाटर फिल्टर मशीन। हम कहीं से भी पानी लेकर और इस मशीन के थ्रू इनलेट से इसमें प्रोसीड करवा के और इधर आउटलेट में अल्कलाइन वाटर के रूप में हमको ये पानी मिलता है। इस मशीन में जो खासियत है उसमें खासियत ये है कि इसके अंदर कोई भी स्टोरेज टैंक नहीं है। इसमें जब भी हमको पानी चाहिए हमको इंस्टेंट मशीन, क्योंकि ये इलेक्ट्रिकल मशीन है, इसको हमको इंस्टेंट ऑन करके और हम इसका पानी ले सकते हैं, और इसको हम प्यूरिफाइड करके प्यूरिफाइड तो ही जाता है। अब ये पानी अभी हम जो लेते हैं वो बोरिंग वेल यहाँ से आता है, और इसी मशीन में अगर हम कॉर्पोरेशन का टैप वाटर यूज करते हैं जो हमको कॉर्पोरेशन सप्लाई करता है, तो ऑलरेडी फिल्टर और टीडीएस मेंटेन हुआ होता है। उस पानी को जब हम इसमें लेते हैं तो इस पानी में से जो वेस्ट वाटर है वो नहीं निकल जाता, तब ये मशीन जीरो वेस्ट बन जाती है। मतलब हम हर घर 40 लीटर पानी रोज बचा सकते हैं, फिर वो पानी हमको अल्कलाइन के रूप में यहाँ पे मिलता है। अब अल्कलाइन वाटर हमें मिला, उसको मैं आपको ये दिखा रहा हूँ कि ये पानी मिल गया। अब इस पानी को हम अल्कलाइन टेस्टर, पीएच टेस्टर इसको बोलते हैं, उससे हम इसको टेस्ट करें, इसको हम चेक करेंगे कि हमारा पानी अल्कलाइन हुआ कि नहीं हुआ। तो आप देखिए इस मशीन का निकला हुआ पानी ये अल्कलाइन वाटर, जिसका पीएच 9.0 से 9.5 तक का है, जो हेल्थ के लिए सबसे बेस्ट है। ये पानी इस मशीन का निकला हुआ है। 2019 से मैंने इस मशीन को बना के और सेल करना शुरू किया। इसकी बेसिक कॉस्ट 8,500 रुपीज रखी। अपनी कम्युनिटी और अपनी माउथ पब्लिसिटी से मैं अभी तक 1 साल के अंदर 70 से 80 मशीनें मतलब फैमिली में लगा चुका हूँ। अब क्योंकि कोरोना और ये सबको देखते हुए, पानी की इम्पोर्टेंस को देखते हुए, मेरा लक्ष्य जो मेरा है वो 5,000 मशीन बनाने का है लगभग। अब 5,000 मशीन के लिए मुझे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, मटेरियल, मार्केटिंग, लेबर और बहुत सारी चीज़ों की जरूरत है, जिसके लिए नेचुरली मुझे फाइनेंस की आवश्यकता है। यदि आप मेरे इस प्रोजेक्ट को फाइनेंस करेंगे तो मैं एक अच्छा काम करने के इसमें कर सकूंगा, जल को सुधारूंगा, और जल सुधर गया तो मेरा युग सुधर जाएगा, मेरी जनरेशन सुधर जाएगी। नमस्ते।
वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन था संदीप जी। तो कुछ क्वेश्चंस, आप एक बात बताइए कि अल्कलाइन प्यूरिफायर हाउ इज इट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर प्यूरिफायर्स? जिस तरह से आरओ वगैरह आते हैं तो क्या डिफरेंस है आपके प्यूरिफायर?
सर आरओ प्यूरिफायर्स जो आते हैं वो पानी को क्लीन करते हैं बेसिकली, उसमें से मिनरल्स वगैरह ये तो हम जानते हैं कि पूरा जितनी भी उसमें इम्प्योरिटीज होती है और भी जो चीज़ें होती हैं वो निकल जाती है। लेकिन जब अल्कलाइन कार्ट्रिज लग जाता है तो उसमें मिनरल्स और पीएच लेवल सब बढ़ जाता है। तो जब पानी अल्कलाइन हो जाता है तो अल्कलाइन होने के कारण सर हमारी जो मैंने उसमें बताया वीडियो में कि जो हमारे जो टिश्यूज़ हैं एसिडिक टिश्यूज़ वो अल्कलाइन में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं। और ये जो मशीन है सर, ये मतलब पोर्टेबल मशीन है, इसको अपन कहीं पर भी ले जाके इसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं, कहीं से भी पानी लेके। तो और ये वर्ल्ड की, मतलब वर्ल्ड तो नहीं बोलूँगा, लेकिन हाँ 8,500 में एक मैंने ये सोचा कि ये जो मशीन है ये हर घर में पहुँच जाए, मतलब हर घर में स्वच्छ और शुद्ध जल पहुँचे। स्वच्छ तो होता ही कर ही रहे हैं लोग, लेकिन शुद्ध जल पहुँच जाए, जिससे काफ़ी बीमारियों से लोगों को राहत मिल सके। और अभी तो जो हम देख ही रहे हैं, कोरोना, कैंसर, बहुत सारी चीज़ें, बहुत बीमारियां हैं सर, तो इसलिए मैंने इसको ये डिफरेंट बनाती है इसको और अदर मशीन।
बहुत अच्छा, और आपने इसका प्राइसिंग भी बहुत ही कंपेटिटिव रखा है इंडिया के हिसाब से, बिकॉज आई थिंक इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में द सिमिलर वंस आर मच काफी एक्सपेंसिव हैं। तो आपके बिजनेस के गोल्स क्या हैं फॉर नेक्स्ट 3 to 5 years?
सर मैंने एक टारगेट सेट किया था कि मैंने जैसे अभी 2019 में 17 मशीन बनाई, 70। अभी मैंने कोई पब्लिसिटी नहीं की, कोई मैंने वीडियो नहीं बनाया, मैंने कोई भी चीज़ नहीं करी, सिर्फ अपने इसको एक दूसरे के माउथ पब्लिसिटी होती गई और मशीन बिकती गई। एक साल में अब मेरा लक्ष्य है वो है 5000 मशीन बनाने का। वैसे तो एमपी में 15 मिलियन हाउस होल्ड्स हैं, मतलब उन हर घर में मैं मशीन पहुंचाना चाहता हूँ। लेकिन अभी जो मैं जो स्टार्टअप पे जो लेना चाह रहा हूँ, 5000 मशीन बनाऊंगा और जब उनको बेचूंगा 8500 में, तो वो उस पे 1000 मेरा प्रॉफिट होगा, तो 50 लाख रुपीज में मेरी प्रॉफिट आएगी मेरी कंपनी का। और ये तो सर सिर्फ मतलब मैं ये वैसा ग्लोबल बिजनेस बन सकता है, क्योंकि ये प्रॉब्लम खाली इंडिया एमपी की नहीं है, मतलब प्योर वाटर एंड क्लीन वाटर की प्रॉब्लम सब जगह है। और एक झोपड़ी से लेके एक महल तक, मतलब एक छोटा आदमी भी इसको, जब मैं इसको वॉल्यूम में बनाऊंगा तो इसकी कॉस्टिंग भी कम आएगी। तो जब ये झोपड़ी में भी लग जाएगी तो वो भी एक अच्छा पानी पी सकेगा, कुएं से लाए, नदी से लाए, नाले से लाए। लेकिन उसके बाद ये मेरा पर्पस है, बिजनेस के साथ साथ ये मेरा पर्पस है सर।
ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा। और आखिरी क्वेश्चन सर, आपको यदि फंडिंग मिलती है तो आप उसे किस तरह से यूज करेंगे? किस चीज के लिए आपको फंडिंग की आवश्यकता है?
सर मुझे मेरा जो टारगेट है उसमें मेरा एक तो है फिक्स्ड एसेट्स, फिक्स कैपिटल, जो जिसमें इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, मशीनरीज हैं और अदर्स हैं, और दूसरा मेरा है वर्किंग कैपिटल। अब अगर 5000 मशीन मैं बनाता हूँ तो 5000 मशीन की मेरे को अभी प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट जैसे 6000 पड़ रही है, तो मुझे 6000 इंटू 5000, तो वो 2.5 करोड़ का मेरा मटेरियल पे मतलब उस पर जाता है। और अगर मैं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मशीनरी डेवलप करता हूँ तो वो 2 से 3 करोड़ तक का वो जाता है। तो ये मेरा, अगर ये मुझे मिल जाता है, और गवर्नमेंट, मैं आपको बताऊंगा, गवर्नमेंट अगर मुझे इसमें हेल्प करेगी तो मुझे प्लॉट्स अगर मिल जाएंगे तो गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे भी मैं इसको बेच सकता हूँ। गवर्नमेंट में भी इसकी बहुत जरूरत है, पंचायतों में, आंगनबाड़ी में, स्कूल्स में, बैंक्स में, हर जगह सर। मतलब ये मशीन लग जाएगी तो हमारा जनरेशन, मैंने कहा जनरेशन सुधारने वाली बात। हम तो खैर जो खा रहे हैं, जो पी रहे हैं, हम सिर्फ पानी को ही अच्छा कर सकते हैं।
वेरी गुड, थैंक यू वेरी मच संदीप जी, बहुत अच्छा आपका प्रेजेंटेशन था, एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल बी एबल टू कनेक्ट विथ few people here who can guide you in the right direction. With this, I will pass it on to Mr. Rajiv Goyal ji.
Thank you, Sandeep ji and Raj. We're living in very difficult times with the COVID. Healthcare costs and the financing healthcare has become a big challenge. So next, I'm delighted to present Saurav Shoni and Akhilesh Gandhi, who are building Digisparsh, an amazing fintech that focuses on financing needs of the healthcare industry in India. Over to you, Saurav.
Hi, I am Akhilesh Gandhi, one of the co-founders in Digisparsh, and I lead the technology division.
Hello everybody, my name is Saurav Soni and I'm the co-founder of Digisparsh, which is a healthcare finance company in the fintech space. Through the upcoming video, you will come to know everything about what Digisparsh is into. Over to the video.
Welcome to Digisparsh. In this video, we will talk about what does Digisparsh do, what is it that we have done till now, and what are our plans for future. Financing in healthcare sector has always been very fragmented and underpenetrated, and the current pandemic has even worsened the entire scenario. We look at the current problems and what can be the solutions pertaining to these problems. The first big problem is of the settlement of claims, for which the hospital or the patients have to wait for at least 45 to 60 days to get the money from the insurance companies. The out-of-pocket expenses of our country is amongst the highest in the world at a level of nearly about 64%. And to add to it, we have another big problem, which is the penetration of private medical insurance in the country is at a level of 9%, resulting in a lot of money flowing out of the patient's pocket. The Indian healthcare market is pegged around $135 billion. And out of that, private healthcare market is $88 billion. And 90% of that is uninsured. In order to cater to this market, you need to have a very disruptive and a unique business model, and that is what we have carved out. We tie up with healthcare aggregators who already have hospitals or patients or merchants as their end customers, and then we bundle our offerings along with theirs and give a combined product to the end customer. This model helps us to attain scales as well as keep our operational costs to the minimalistic levels. Looking at the problems and opportunities, we have developed 3 specific products for healthcare sector. Our first product is a cashless claim financing for hospitals, where we fund the cashless treatment invoice that the hospital generates and passes on to the insurance company. Today, the hospital has to wait for 60 days to get that payment, but with our product, they get the money instantly. We also provide working capital loans to the merchants or an invoice discounting product to the merchants. And our last product is a patient financing product where we offer interest-free loans to patients at 0%. Post the development of the product, we have tied up with 6 business partners and 2 lenders for our business. Not only that, we have also sourced loans worth 8 million in INR and disbursed 5 million in INR in the last 2 months. Another interesting opportunity for us is to enter into international markets where we can offer cashless claim financing and invoice discounting platform as a product, because even in those countries, the problems of cashless claims settlement or blockage of working capital remains the same. The founding team of Digisparsh has a combined experience of nearly about 4 decades. Both Saurabh and Akhilesh have built businesses from scratch and have turned their ventures into big entities in their earlier stints. Saurabh focuses on the entire business aspect, whereas Akhilesh focuses on the entire technology aspect. What are we looking out from this forum? We are currently looking to raise a seed round of $700,000, for which we'll be very happy to discuss with the prospective investors who are sitting in this audience. Apart from that, we are also looking to see if we can get people associated with healthcare sector and who can help us to enter into US markets by having the right kind of tie-up. With this, I bring on to the end of this presentation and will be very happy to answer any queries on the same.
Great presentation, Saurabh, and very relevant in today's COVID times where families and the whole healthcare system is very challenged.
Yes.
Just asking a couple of questions. Who do you think is your competition in this sector, and how do you differentiate yourself?
So Rajiv, the first thing that I would like to highlight is we are the first company in the country which is funding the entire value chain of the healthcare. Today, the offerings by the lenders or the banks and NBFCs are very fragmented. You have a Bajaj Finance which funds the patient ecosystem. They have a book of nearly about $150 million today, but they only do patient financing in the healthcare sector. Apart from that, you have large banks who will fund the large hospitals, and you will have NBFCs which fund the merchant ecosystem. But if you want to look at one entity which funds the entire value chain, we are the first player in the country who is doing this. And the unique proposition of Digisparsh is that we are the financer of the entire value chain by offering digital lending products, which are completely digital in nature and which are tied up with health tech aggregators who help us to penetrate deeper into the markets.
Wonderful. You mentioned about wanting to get some funds in. So could you enlighten us, tell us a little bit about how you would utilize these funds that you would raise, where would you invest primarily?
So we are looking to raise nearly about $700,000. And the usage of the funds can be divided into 2 broad categories. The first is to provide a collateral to the lines that we get from the banks and the NBFCs at the back end. So if we give a collateral of $1 to the bank or NBFC, we are able to offer credit lines worth $10 to the end customer. So it's a 1:10 ratio. So what we are going to do is, out of the $700,000, we need to park $300,000 as collateral. Against this, we can have a book of $3 million and a total disbursement of $10 million because the loans keep rotating fast. So we will be able to fund $10 million, build a book of $3 million, and the balance $400,000 is what we need to invest in technology, in building up the team, for having more manpower in the team. Apart from that, we also want to enter into the US markets, for which we need to have strategic tie-ups with some resellers over there, because our claim financing product is a product which can be offered very well in US and Gulf market as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Saurabh. Very inspiring. I wish you the very best. Now over to Jitendra.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Bansalji, Sandeepji, Umeshji, and Siddharth. What a fantastic round we have been having. So now here are the companies that you saw, Technido, Rameshwaram, H2O Worldtech, and Digisparsh. Rameshwaram's website is under construction and should be there by early next week. Just as a recap, while we are going to be putting the names of the companies in the chat box also, and we will be putting their websites, their information, everything on Friends of MP website, and we'll also share to all the attendees. So we want, as I told you in the beginning, that is our objective. We want as many of you to connect with them, guide them, support them, mentor them, and take this forward. And these are just 10 companies who are presenting. We have a list of many more who could not make it today. We'll talk about it later. Can we have the poll about these companies, please? So at least we get an idea that, what do you guys think about them? Can we have the poll, please? Okay. So please go ahead and answer again for our internal consumption. Which presentation did you like the most? And also, please do tell your friends if they can join. We reached a number of around 245. Again, IPL season, we should cross 250. This is a great opportunity. Gurnani ji is here, Abidali Neemuchwala is here. And we also have other dignitaries who will be speaking to you during the program. So, God has blessed us today. Okay, can we close the poll, please? Thank you very much. Okay, now without further ado, we already saw that while Madhya Pradesh is in flavor today at Innovation in MP, it's clearly the day of Neemuch. So let's have the other stalwart from Neemuch, Abidali Neemuchwala ji. And can we have a slide, please? I don't think Abidali ji needs any kind of introduction. He's led Wipro and currently is in Dallas in a venture capital. It's so interesting that Abidali ji and I have been communicating over LinkedIn for the last 4 years. And somehow or the other, he could not join a Friends of MP program. But this time he consented. And just to give a thing, I actually asked him that, sir, would you be able to join for 30 minutes and just grace us? And he immediately replied, Jitendra, I intend to be there for the whole 2 hours. So thank you, Abidali ji, and over to you, please.
Jitendra ji, first of all, thank you for having me. I know you've been relentless for a long time, and while I've always tried, because MP and Neemuch obviously is Janmbhoomi and very close to my heart. This brings me close to all of you stalwarts, as CP said, the tigers who keep MP's flag flying high. So I want to first congratulate you for organizing the diaspora here. And as you said, the first time a diaspora is organized for innovation, which makes me even more proud, because today the whole world is about innovation. I moved from a corporate career into promoting innovation through venture capital, and I will talk a little bit about that. I also want to take this opportunity to thank, on behalf of the Indian diaspora in US, our frontline over here, which is the entire team of our embassy and our represented by Consul General over here, Shri Jaiswal, and Ambassador Sandhu's team, our own Consul General here in Houston, Asim Mahajan. Through the pandemic, all of them have been in the front lines on many, many things that each one of us in the diaspora need in these difficult times, and they've really stepped up to represent us, help us, whether it is through the Vande Bharat flights, whether it is through many, many other emergencies that the diaspora has had. So I wanted to take a moment to recognize that team which is present over here. I was also very impressed to see that the presentations began with 2 ladies, both Aarti and Pooja, which is not only it is making me proud about MP, but it is about the women of MP as well, being entrepreneurs. And as it was rightly said in one of the presentations, and CP emphasized on it, that thing I learned, all my business skills, I learned because I was in Neemuch, and everybody is a businessman. At least I've seen very closely in Neemuch, but as I traveled MP, the whole Indore to Neemuch belt especially, we just need to find an opportunity to create a business out of it. So I'm very glad to see very impressive startups, whether it is Smurg or Swaaha or Anaxee, Technido, the water company, and Digisparsh, and I'm sure I'll see many more interesting ones. I want to share a few thoughts about the whole innovation ecosystem and why I'm so excited about it. Because long back in Silicon Valley, a lot of money was invested in venture capital, but now that has become a big deal in India. About 15 years back, almost the venture capital in India was zero. I started tracking it from about 2011-12, and if I remember right, it was roughly about $300-400 million which was going into venture capital. And I started Wipro Ventures when I was at Wipro, and we set aside about $100 million, and that is the time my eyes opened to the various innovation happening all over the world, but also started to just bud in India. So as I kind of started thinking about what I should do next, one of the things, both being engaged with technology, living my entrepreneur's dream, because I've had a corporate career for 30 years, and to be able to promote and in some sense, in a small way, give back to the young people. I had been fortunate to participate in the building of Indian IT industry, but I think today India needs to be known for building the biggest innovation for the whole world, the innovation hub of the world, or the innovation factory of the world is how I would like India to be known as, an MP can be the front runner for India. Today, almost $10 billion a year is being invested in India on various startups focused. And today, every business is a technology business. So when I talk about startups, it invariably has a technology component in it. And I feel that there are 4 very important aspects that make an innovation ecosystem successful. The first is talent. You need to have brilliant talent, innovative talent to be able to do innovation. And now, being an Indian of Indian ethnicity, nobody anywhere has to say that Indians are talented, especially in technology. I remember the first time, I think it was 95, that I flew to the US. I had American Caucasian sitting next to me, and we started talking, and he said, "Where do you belong from?" And then he said, "So are you in the motel business?" Today, if they see any Indian sitting next to you on a flight or anywhere else, the first question is, "Are you a technologist?" So we've proved ourselves to be talented. So we have talent in India. The second thing that is required is capital. And our parents' generation was the generation which was like the fixed deposit generation. All of their savings they would put in fixed deposit, which is the lowest risk, reasonable return generation, and that is how capital was plowed back from savings into whatever the industry would need. We became a little more comfortable, or the generation after them became a little more comfortable with equities. The whole stock exchange boom that you see now in NSE and BSE, and people became comfortable investing their disposable incomes into equity. And then this is the generation, our generation now, especially those of who have gone through the Indian IT industry, who've seen the world through other industries as well, become a little more global, are now fearless to invest in what I call as venture capital, or capital which has relatively higher risk but is able to give higher returns. So again, it's great that this is a combination of what I feel very heavily, that the diaspora, Indian diaspora, who understands India very well, in US especially, because in US some of these things had started happening about 8-10 years earlier, but now it is happening in India as well. And venture capital is available to promote these kind of startups and make capital available to them. The third thing which is required apart from talent and capital is what I put in a general bucket called enablement. And today we are very fortunate with our government, with the two representatives from the government over here and many more, the Prime Minister himself talking about Digital India, Startup India, a lot of investment through SIDBI. And as a venture capitalist, I see all of that Atal Innovation Mission, a lot of the incubators. My own alma mater, I went to NIT Raipur, which was in MP at that time, has just got a grant of over 10 crore rupees to set up an incubator over there. And of course, IITs and others have had incubators for a long time now. Both capital and enablement available to, I always used to think, what is the Stanford equivalent of Palo Alto and the Silicon Valley? And today IITs and NITs are playing that role. And I would highly encourage you to connect with them with what you do, because that enablement helps grow the startup ecosystem as well. And the fourth aspect, which I think we need to do a little more work yet, is customers. So the Indian consumer has been on the forefront of adopting digital technology. Actually, if you kind of look at Paytm or Udan or Ola or Delivery or any of these big unicorns that India has had, primarily it has mostly been in the B2C space, because the Indian consumer has adopted innovation much faster. I have personally taken a mission on myself to work with my peers in India Inc. to be able to adopt innovation. When a startup has a product to sell and you are a company in India, a business house in India, how do you buy from an Indian startup rather than going to a global technology company based out of the US? Because one of the things that I see in the venture world is that if the customers are not there in India for Indian startups, especially in the B2B world, then the startups automatically start moving, talent starts moving to the US, then capital comes from US, and the whole ecosystem gets focused here in the US. So I think I'm very excited to see such amazing ideas over here. And I think that the whole startup ecosystem is ready for making India the innovation factory. And again, great work being done here. One more thing I want to talk about is, a lot of startups look at being in business with what I call it the clicks model, which is essentially, grow the business, but there is no line of sight of revenues, no line of sight of margins, no line of sight of cash. And very early on, growing up in MP, I learned this phrase, which I want to share with all of you, which is very unique to MP, because we're so full of businessmen and business communities, that revenue is vanity, profits is sanity, and only cash is reality. And even through the presentations and question answers, I could see that flavor of MP coming out of startups. And venture capitalists like me love startups, which are already producing not only revenue, but margins and cash as well. So I wanted to continue to be focused on that path. Through Dallas Venture Capital, of course, we have a very focused mandate where we deploy capital. We deploy capital in Series A startups, on B2B, business to business SaaS software platforms. Some of you will qualify for that, some of you may not, but I'll be very happy to help any of you that need any help, whether to kind of refer to people who can bring. I know there are tons of people over here who will be able to invest, but anything I can do, or even bring mentorship. Some of you talked about cross-border sales, wanting to sell in the US and stuff like that. All of that is something that we all over here can enable you. Those who think you qualify within the Dallas Venture Capital mandate, feel free to put up your pitch deck into the DVC, DallasVC.com website, and we'll be happy to consider making an investment if things work out. But again, congratulations and all the best.
Thank you, Abid Bhai, for such inspiring remarks. I'm sure you understand Hindi, right? आप निमच के हैं लोग? So I only can say, हुजूर आते आते देर तो करी लेकिन बहुत दुरुस्त आए. Thank you for, you spoke from the heart. And while we aspire and all the companies aspire for your capital, हमें आपका प्रेम चाहिए था, आपका प्रोत्साहन चाहिए था, और आपका involvement चाहिए था, जो हमें नजर आ रहा है. Capital will automatically follow. And आपने लाइन बोली कि after 20 years पहले आप प्लेन में आए थे, तो the question was about techie, from hotel to techie. this is what is happening for Madhya Pradesh. That 5 years ago the question was, आप MP से हैं तो वहाँ का खाना बहुत अच्छा है. Last 5 years it has become अच्छा, आप MP से हैं तो वहाँ की cleanliness बहुत अच्छी है. We want कि अगले 5 साल बाद कोई बोले अच्छा वो MP से है, वहाँ का innovation बहुत अच्छा है. That is our target.
And बिल्कुल MP कर सकता है, because I remember I think it was 2007-8 time frame when I was at TCS and with my involvement with the MP government. उनको ये था कि भाई IT industry सब जगह हो रही है. And at TCS I saw IT industry में इतने लोग MP से हैं, 2 लोग तो यहीं पर आपको दिख रहे हैं, but there are so many people from MP. और तब हमने TCS के campus announce किया था इंदौर में. Today it is one of the best campuses across. Of course, I moved on from TCS, but that is one of the best campuses today.
Also,
and very flourishing.
Sorry, not to cut you, but आपने चूंकि IT and I'm jumping the gun, but it is very topical. The person who started IT outsourcing in Indore and MP is Mr. Arun Maheshwari, who is also here with us. और मेरे ख्याल से वो शायद 15 साल आपके IIT बॉम्बे के सीनियर भी हैं, जो मैं देख रहा था. So both of you. So we'll come to Arun ji later on, but let's go on again to the firms. Thank you very much, Abidali ji. But before we go on to the firms, we also want to introduce John Kingsley ji. Can we have the camera on John Kingsley, please? John sir is joined from Bhopal. John sir is MP IDC MD. And Bhopal, of course, unfortunately, Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh is in bad shape because of COVID. But he has taken the time out. He's always conveying the wishes of Shivraj ji also. Shivraj ji was going to send a message, but because of COVID could not. John sir, I would request you just to take a minute and then we will move on. But we will definitely connect you with others. John sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you and good morning to friends from US and good evening to all others. I'm very happy to join here as well as to help and also to promote MB as a investment, not only investment center, innovation center. Over last 15 years, Madhya Pradesh have grown in terms of as a manufacturing hub as well as a industrial growth center. Now, as far as even in these COVID days, the investments coming to MB has increased. Nearly, if we compare with last year, it has increased nearly nearly doubled the last year's investment. So the investment atmosphere as well as the ecosystem of Madhya Pradesh has improved and it is contributing to the nation. And as a welcome the members of the diaspora to invest as well as to enjoy the fruits of MB as a virgin territory for investment, and it provides lot of opportunities as well as lot of avenues in different fields. Of course, this startup initiative which you have taken is very fruitful, and it will help the startup ecosystem in Madhya Pradesh as well as it will help the innovators here to reach the global market. Thank you very much. And on behalf of Government of Madhya Pradesh, I wish to congratulate and also thank you for providing such a platform to our innovators from Madhya Pradesh. Thank you.
Thank you, John sir. And before I call the next team, now that we have opened up and we are the movement is loosening up. देखिए जब आप कोई पहली पिक्चर बनाते हैं तो सबसे ज्यादा एंटिसिपेशन इस बात का रहता है कि फर्स्ट शो में कितने लोग आएंगे. And last night we had our last call and we were all taking bets and everybody was even very skeptical that even how to give a 3-digit number. And we are so amazed by the attendance and the audience. Everybody has fallen short. With 250 people, none of us could anticipate that the first program will have such a big response. So thank you very much. Now let's call our third team, and for that, let me call over to Pankaj Gupta ji, please.
Thank you, Jiten ji. This is amazing actually so far, so much energy here, loving it. As a kid, I remember the first code basically which I learned, which my mom dad always used to tell me, that prevention is better than cure. And that's the sort of a fundamental of our next presenter. They build a company basically based on this. So hereby, I would like to invite Mr. and Mrs. Parashar for the company. They're going to present Cutting Edge Medical.
Namaste from Madhya Pradesh, India. My name is Dr. Pankaj Parashar. I'm a physician with a technological bent. I'm a serial innovator and have developed many medical devices. This is my wife, Dr. Ankita. She's a dentist and we are the founders of Cutting Edge Medical Devices Private Limited. It's a medtech startup company democratizing healthcare by offering smart, reliable, accurate, yet affordable medical solutions. These devices are also capable of generating high quality data for our AI-based predictive healthcare services. The first product in the line is Syntiglo. Syntiglo is a smart, portable point-of-care diagnostic device for early detection of kidney diseases in patients with diabetes and hypertension. It can also help in early detection of high-risk pregnancies with a simple urine test with a lab-like accuracy at the doorsteps. This project has won more than 26 national and international awards. Chronic kidney diseases are a major problem across the world among the non-communicable diseases. According to the Lancet, there are more than 700 million patients in the world suffering from CKD, and India contributes to around 200 million of those. Unfortunately, Madhya Pradesh also contributes to 10 million patients. Our device Syntiglo can help in early detection of these kidney diseases when they are even reversible and can help in saving lives. On the other hand, pregnancy-induced hypertension is one of the biggest causes of maternal morbidity and mortality across the world when it leads to preeclampsia. If we can diagnose it early and with the proper management, many lives could be saved. And this could also help in reducing the maternal mortality rate, which for Madhya Pradesh is unfortunately very high in comparison to the national average. We have put in 7 years of sincere efforts, supported generously by the Government of India and the ecosystem. This journey started with my own family when my younger sister, during her first pregnancy, was diagnosed with PIH and required a regular urine test. She asked me if there is something that could help her in doing the test at home, but I could not find anything reliable. Fortunately for my sister, the outcome was good. But that's when I identified that this is a huge unmet need across the world. And since then, I have been working on this project and have been a man on a mission. This project of ours is a very useful project for the governments for their Jan Kalyan or the public good by helping in early diagnosis and preventive healthcare. We are also very happy to inform that we are the first company in Madhya Pradesh to get a manufacturing license for IVD devices. We have done our best to bring the product to the market with the support of the government and our early stage investors. Now, to take this high impact social cause project to the masses across the country and the world, we are looking forward for a generous support in forms of funds and mentorship from our friends of Madhya Pradesh in New York and New Jersey so that we can take it forward.
आखिरी में मैं अपने माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी हमारे मामा जी से कहना चाहती हूँ कि आपके भांजे भांजियों ने जो अपने मध्य प्रदेश का नाम देश दुनिया में रोशन किया है, वह आपसे निवेदन करते हैं कि आप इस जन कल्याणकारी टेक्नोलॉजी को जन सामान्य की प्रारंभिक जांच के लिए उपलब्ध कराने में हमारा सहयोग करें। इसकी सहायता से बीमारियों का पहले पता लगाकर हम अपने मध्य प्रदेश को अधिक स्वस्थ एवं स्वास्थ्य में भी आत्मनिर्भर बना सकेंगे। धन्यवाद।
Mr. and Mrs. Parashar, this is amazing. What a presentation, and very rightly said. So, just a couple of questions basically for you. So this is, I think this is a pretty good, basically, sort of endeavor from you guys. But as a company, where you are right now, what's the stage of evolution is your company as a startup?
We are a 6 years old startup and brought product Syntiglo in the market after all required quality certification and regulatory clearance for India. It is a notified medical device and we have installed around 70 equipments in various labs, clinics, hospitals in and around Indore, Madhya Pradesh. We are also developing some more tests in the same device to increase its utility.
Perfect. And we all know that, business is all about differentiator. So tell me something about what differentiate cutting edge medical. What's the unique selling proposition for your product as well as your company?
Thank you very much. The unique selling proposition for our product Syntiglo is first is accuracy. It's a lab-like accurate equipment. Then second is accessibility, even to the doorsteps. It's a portable device, can be carried to the doorsteps, even for public healthcare services. And affordability. Each test costs a fraction of the cost what the conventional systems of performing the test do that. So that's what is differentiating for the product. Along with that, for the company, we are aggressively innovative, and we have a brand motto like born to innovate, and we justify that.
Yeah, but having the price down is definitely going to be amazing differentiator. Yes. Basically.
Accessibility is an even important thing, sir, because right now the tests are not accessible to the bottom of the pyramid. That's why we have this huge number being contributed to the disease burden.
Got it. Perfect. And in terms of, as you said, where you are, what's your go-to-market strategy? Is there, and particularly we also want to learn that what exactly you're looking out of this kind of a forum.
So for the go-to-market strategy, we have a unique strategy. We do not sell the device. For the retail market, we own the device, and we offer it as a device as a service to our partners that are the small pathology labs, clinics, and doctors. We have already 70 devices installed in and around Indore, and we charge them only for the tests they perform, and in return we get margins, as well as we have an agreement for anonymized data sharing for our AI-based applications for predictive healthcare services, which we are planning to. So and for the public health, we have bulk sales as an option, and we are looking for raising funds from Friends of MP. That's around $500,000. And we are looking for mentorship guidance so that we can professionally bring it more to a more larger audience.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you so much. And with this, I'm going to be passing on to Ashish to present the next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pankaj ji. Awesome presentation. So moving on from medical devices to OTT platform, presenting to you Netflix of Madhya Pradesh stage.
Hi, I'm Vinay Singhal, co-founder and CEO of Stage. Stage is a dialect-based, hyper-local, short-form entertainment platform, an OTT platform, so to say, for the next billion users in Bharat, in art forms such as comedy, folk, poetry, storytelling, web series, movies, and so on and so forth. In short, we are building a Netflix for Bharat users. What we have identified as a problem, and which is also the USP of our product, are two main things. Number one, dialect-based content. Every other OTT in India, there are about 30-35 OTTs right now. Every single OTT in the name of vernacular is doing language-based content. You will find everyone doing Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, and so on and so forth. Whereas we are the world's only OTT which is doing dialect-based content in dialects such as Haryanvi, Marwadi, Bhojpuri, Bundeli, Malvi, Nimadi, and so on and so forth. Also, the second USP of our product is the fact that we are an artist-based content platform.
भाई साहब जी उधर हमने अपनी संस्कृति अपनी पहचान की हर चीज मिलेगी सॉन्ग भी हुए हैं भाई साहब जी और रागनी कॉमेडी किस्से कहानी कविताई लोकगीत लोकनाच और तो और वेब सीरीज भी मिलेंगी भाई साहब जी तो जितने भी बहन भाई साहब जी हैं क्या की बात देखो चलो एक शेर सुनो भाई साहब जी आज जो खत्म करा थारे मारे बीच का गैप भाई साहब जी और प्ले स्टोर पे तावड़े से कर लो डाउनलोड स्टेज है भाई साहब जी
Talking about the founding team, we are a team of 3 co-founders. Myself, I take care of product and revenue in the company. Shashank Vaishnav, who is the CTO of the company, he looks after technology and growth. And Praveen Singhal, who is the CCO of the company, he looks after content and operations in the company. Before this, we have built WittyFeed, which was the world's second largest viral content company at its peak. Now, from last 2 years, we have been building Stage together and have scaled it to a certain number of users. We are a team of 25 people, fully remote team. Founders are now based out of Noida, but the headquarters of the company remains in Indore, and we are spread all across the country in terms of our team, since we are a remote team completely. We have raised 2 rounds of funding. In total, about 14 crores have been raised in the company till now. And we are currently also raising another round of funding as we speak. Today, we have scaled our app to up to 1.5 million users just within Haryana. We are currently live only in Haryanvi. So our app has 1.5 million users only in Haryana. And once we prove our revenue model in Haryana, we plan to do 25 to 30 major dialects in our country, spread all across the country. Pan India essentially is what we plan to cover. What we are expecting from this forum is nothing but support on 2-3 different levels. One that we would like to launch in MP. MP has 2-3 different major dialects. One is Malvi, second is Nimadi, third is Bundeli, and fourth is Bhili. If this forum can help us connect with the government, we would really MP government, we would really love to launch in all of these major dialects and work on protecting the culture and local dialects of MP. And the other one is there is a lot of diaspora, Indian diaspora that lives outside India. And if this forum can help us connect with all these users all across different countries outside India, all the NRIs who would like to consume this content, we would really appreciate that help as well. Thank you so much.
Great presentation. So we have heard from one of the co-founders, Vinay Singhal. So moving on to another co-founder of Stage, Shashank. Shashank, there are so many OTT platforms, and I've introduced you as Netflix of MP. So why should somebody watch Stage and not the Netflix or Amazon Prime?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we all have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar to watch the content. But from past 4 or 5 years after Geo Revolution, there are a lot of people from small villages who came online and started using smartphones. These people are usually not comfortable in speaking and listening to English content or even in Hindi content. If you go out of Indore, people speak Malvi. Indore से if you go like 50-60 उज्जैन के पास में किसी गांव पे जाओगे, हरियाणा में if you go out of Gurgaon, people speak Haryanvi and they usually love to see and watch Haryanvi and local dialect content. But there is no platform out there which provides premium and sensible dialect-based content. If you talk about local language content, there are apps like TikTok, Hello, Bigo, Likey. These applications usually provide sleazy and semi-porn content. And these people are very काफी सीधे लोग हैं, इनको समझ में नहीं आता है कि क्या देखना है और क्या नहीं देखना है in that powerful device. So this is a try to create a platform for premium and sensible content in local dialect.
So content creation is super expensive. So how you actually do it and what's your commercial model and how you compete?
Yeah, definitely. Content creation is super expensive. And our benefit here is that because we are targeting small village people, our production house, artists and everyone are comparatively cheaper than the mainstream industry. As I speak now, if we talk about any content piece of TVF or Hotstar, the average per minute cost of content is 4 to 5 lakh rupees. But in our case, it is around 15,000 rupees per minute. We can create heavily premium content with good artists. And we're going to monetize the content piece via not advertisement, only with subscriptions. Because India has a huge audience right now. Currently, 500 million is our TAM in the country.
That's great. And what's your future plan and what help do you need from this forum?
Yeah. So basically, we launched Stage in 2019 November, and we wanted to prove a lot of things, the retention of the user, and we wanted to understand that people actually like to watch the local language content, which we have proved now. In Haryana, we have 1.5 million users, and our week 1 retention is 35%, which clearly says that people are liking the content right now. And our average time spent per user is 30 minutes in a month. And right now, what we are trying to do is we have to raise Series A for expanding to other states like Rajasthan, MP, and Bihar. For that, it's very important for us to prove our revenue model, because the user which we are targeting right now, all the investors are skeptical about them that they will not going to pay because paying ability nahi hai. ऐसा लोगों को लगता है. So we are on it right now. We have launched the subscription like 5 days back, and we are seeing very good response. 1.5% people are paying who are coming on the application via UPI एप्स। तो अभी टारगेट है इसको 1.5% को 5% लेके जाना अगले 6 महीने में। देन वी गोना गो फॉर सीरीज राउंड ऑफ फंडिंग एंड वी गोना टू एक्सपैंड अदर स्टेट्स एज वेल। व्हाट वी आर सीइंग लुकिंग फ्रॉम दिस प्लेटफॉर्म इज दैट सी आप लोग सब इंडिया के बाहर अच्छी पोजीशन पे, यू नो पीपल, लॉट ऑफ पीपल आउट देयर। इंडियन डायस्पोरा इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस बिकॉज जो भी इंडिया में रहता है, अपने शहर के आसपास रहता है, उनसे ज्यादा जो लोग बाहर रहते हैं इंडिया के, उनको अपनी संस्कृति से, अपने पुराने कल्चर से कनेक्ट करना पसंद होता है। जैसे कि इफ वी टॉक अबाउट इंदौर, राजीव नीमा जी का कंटेंट हम सब देखते हैं बिकॉज हमको बाहर रह के अट्रैक्ट करता है वो। तो जो इंडिया के बाहर लोग हैं, इंडियन लोग, उनको हमको टारगेट करना है। और अभी हम लोग एक ब्रिज राउंड रेस कर रहे हैं, स्मॉल ब्रिज राउंड, जो कि 10 करोड़ का है। 5 करोड़ का भी कमिटमेंट है, 5 करोड़ वी आर लुकिंग फ्रॉम दिस पैनल।
Sure, Shashank. Thank you very much. After stage now, let's move on to Recooty.
Thank you.
भाई शशांक भाई हम भी निमाड़ से छे, तो वो अपनो प्रोग्राम कब पड़ेगा तुम निमाड़ी में?
निमाड़ी में जल्दी लाऊंगा।
हाँ यार, फिर हम रात को देख रहे हैं। चलो
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल,
थैंक यू, वेरी गुड।
बिल्कुल साहब,
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Looking to hire the perfect candidates for your company? Recooty lets you describe your awesome open position and broadcast that amazing role to the world's topmost job advertisers, social channels, and your careers page within a single submission. Great candidates can see and apply from wherever they are. Just sit back and enjoy new applicants. Review and shortlist the best applicants easily. Talk about them with your team, get feedback right away, and schedule interviews with them. Welcome your new awesome teammate to your amazing company. Start building your great team with Recooty today.
Hi, I'm Avdesh, co-founder at Recooty.
Hi, I'm Darshna, co-founder of Recooty.
Hello everyone, this is Hardik, co-founder of Recooty. Recooty is an all-in-one recruiting software that helps companies attract, engage, and hire great talents.
3 years ago, we shut down all the other projects that we were doing. Avdesh, Darshna, and I have been working full-time on Recooty since then. In these 3 years, over 5K companies signed up on Recooty and hired more than 10,000 great employees. We've partnered with the world's topmost job boards like Indeed, Adzuna, ZipRecruiter to help our clients get a massive reach for their jobs. Ease of usage and affordability has helped us stand out in this competitive market. Recooty supports 3 pricing plans. The first one is free, that is the basic plan. The next one is the Pro plan that costs $29 a month, and then the next one is the Ultra plan that costs $49 a month. Now we have also started selling customized plans to the enterprise clients. Let's check out some of our achievements. Gartner rated us #1 recruiting software in the year 2019 after evaluating 320 plus applicant tracking systems globally. Also, we are the first Indian company who has partnered with Facebook Jobs. Here is the team Recooty. Avdesh is the co-founder and CTO. He's a great tech guy and likes to code. Hardik is the co-founder and CEO who loves numbers and focuses more on customer traction. Darshna is the co-founder and COO. She seamlessly manages day-to-day operations. Our team calls Ankit the elephant catcher because he attracts customers like a magnet. Whereas Anupam ensures a great customer onboarding. Nayonika is our ink magician. She writes what people love to read. Pavitra is our code monkey, a young Turk with a tremendous technical skills. Tanya is our artistic ninja with an unimaginable design thinking. Janvi writes some great piece of content for our potential clients. We are expecting a combination of a great network, product scaling and marketing, and funding to make Recooty the next billion-dollar company from MP. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to present Recooty in such a great platform.
Wow, that's some great presentation and awesome teamwork from Team Recooty. So we've seen a good product, but what is it that you're seeing in terms of adoption by your clients? How is it scaling up?
Sure, Ashish sir. So we started Recooty 3 years ago from Jabalpur, and right now we have got like 5,000 plus signups till date. Initially, we launched Recooty on Product Hunt as a beta launch, and within the 3 months of launch, we acquired 500 plus signups. And talking about some big companies who have registered on Recooty are American Hospital, FedEx, Uber, and recently Zomato registered on Recooty.
So I think this field is so competitive, yeah, fiercely competitive, I would say. So why should somebody actually get onto the platform of Recooty? What is the differentiation?
Sure. So there are two main reasons which has really helped us stand out on this competitive market. So that is ease of usage and affordability. A lot of our customers, like the customers who switch from different ATS like Greenhouse, Workable, they say your product is way easier than the other applicant tracking system. And that's why Gartner's company Capterra rated us #1 recruiting software in the year 2019 after evaluating 320 plus applicant tracking systems globally.
That's awesome. So how do you want to scale up? What are your immediate plans for the future?
So our roadmap includes investing in both, like in product as well in marketing and traction. So making our technology more robust and scalable, and to automate most of the tasks to help recruiter to save their time and effort. On the marketing hand side, we are trying to find more channels online and offline. We already translated our system to 7 different languages to tap European market. And we are seeking opportunities of mentorship, business expansion, funding, and networking with the fellow entrepreneurs. And it's our pleasure to be part of this event.
Thank you very much, Team Recooty. Just to tell you the audience that we had 10 teams who participated. 2 of them have actually been impacted directly by COVID, but because of the professionalism, even we didn't realize that. And I think you have also not realized that. So we started this program with ladies. Let me take you to the last team and let me hand it over to Sonal.
Thank you, Ashish. So now presenting team clothing innovation.
Greetings to one and all. We are Clothing Innovations Private Limited from Indore, the textile hub of India. We are a 4-year-old startup company working with a vision to safeguard every child in the world from fatal diseases caused by insects, microbes, bacteria, and viruses. Technical textiles currently contribute for around 13% of the Indian textile market, but US is the largest market for consumption of technical textiles in the world. Problems we cater to are vector-borne diseases and bacteria, viruses, microbes borne diseases. So what do we do to protect you from those diseases? 70% of our body is covered by clothes. 70% of our houses are being covered by fabrics. So we bring a long-lasting 50 washes proof repellency onto the fabrics, which is odorless and invisible. We follow CDC standards and WHO standards for providing treatment on our fabrics. We also provide antibacterial and antiviral treatments on fabrics, which is completely eco-friendly and has been considered as world's safest, which makes us the best alternative against using harmful chemicals on skin or harmful fumes coming out of chemical-based products used in rooms to protect oneself from insect and insect-borne diseases. Current traction of our company is that we have sold over 1 lakh plus products on B2C segments domestically in India and have 30 plus direct employees and 100 plus indirect laborers working under our own. Our current product range consists of antibacterial bedsheet linens, born baby sleep bags and blankets with insect repellent technology, school uniforms, and treatment as a service. Our management team consists of Shrestha Butra, our co-founder and the head of product and marketing, myself Mayur Malpani, co-founder and head of sales and operation, and Sitich Pancholi, who heads the strategy and business development division of our company. We have been recognized by IIM Bangalore as top 10 women-based startups in India. We have also been recognized by Government of India as top 5 technical textile companies startups, and have got a chance to visit Israel in a technology exchange program run by JP Morgan Chase and Government of India. What we expect from Friends of MP? We expect some cool contacts and direct relations for direct sales to retailers and wholesalers based in USA like Walmart and JCPenney, corporate uniform treatments, B2B treatment of textile brands. We also look forward to people who can guide us in how to excel ourselves in the e-commerce portals in US like Amazon.com and others. We are setting up an integrated manufacturing unit in Indore to enhance the capacity and develop export quality products as per current demands and interest from various segments throughout the world. Looking forward to a great collaboration with MP friends and a prosperous future for our brand in the US market. Thank you.
Wow, that was a great presentation, Shrestha and Mayur. So can you tell us what benefits insect repellent clothing of your company gives versus mosquito repellent patches that are available in the market?
The first is there is no reapplication needed. Secondly, the fabric covers your body. So the other applications have to-do list to show the efficacy or efficiency of a particular product. Ours is just wear and you can go. And thirdly, we are safe. So we follow the WHO and CDC standards. So if you're making wear a baby boy of a fabric, and if you chew it, it doesn't harm. So there is no side effects.
So have you got any third-party validation for your product?
Yes, ma'am. We have already got our products that's tested by Intertech Labs USA, and we have also got tested proven products from the BTRI lab, that is Bombay Textile in India.
And anybody can test at home also. So it's just very simple way you can test the fabric.
So what are your future plans for clothing innovation?
Ma'am, we are looking forward to be a part of the UNICEF health state, which is going around in the world as a safety measure. And we also aspire to be a technical textile company which is as efficient as regular clothing brands. So we are trying to make standards wherein we can provide technical textile products at a cost of original retail products with regular clothing.
So thank you, Shrestha and Mayur. This is a great piece of information. And over to you, Jitendraji.
Thank you, Sonal. Thank you, Shrestha. So, you start a program in Navratri with ladies on the moderator side and presenter side, and you then conclude it with a lady on the presenter and moderator. I think you have all the blessings of Lakshmi ji and Saraswati ji for bringing these presentations to a great conclusion. But the program is not over, guys. Please watch. So these are the details of the 3 companies that you saw: cutting edge medical devices, 4 companies actually: Cutting Edge, Stage, Recooty, and Clothing Innovations. As we just shared, we will of course be putting all the details on our website, and you can please continue to ask them questions in the Q&A, and they will of course answer those questions. So, we have been answering the questions on the Q&A. Before I take this off, can we have the poll, please? Our last poll, and we will also have a survey coming after this, which will about the whole program. Can we have the poll, please? Okay, can you just go ahead and, just again for our internal, for our internal usage, can you please, give us some idea what you felt about the presentation? And it's so delightful that even at 12 o'clock, our count has stayed up over 200, which is really remarkable for Saturday spring morning, New York, Saturday evening, IPL time in India. So thank you very much for all the support. We can now close the poll, please.
About Recooty, I would like to tell something. We use Recooty. हम लोग पिछले 2 साल से Recooty use कर रहे हैं for our team.
Very nice.
For hiring.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's important to share that while you saw these 10 companies, we already mentioned in the beginning that there were around 160 companies that applied, and we actually met around 25 of them. Those that could not make it are no less or no less worthy. So here are some names. Again, we will share the details on our website: supersourcing.com, Yellow Digi, Procure HR, Sunfox, SM Toys, Security Bulls, Genie Talk, Save Bazaar, Hexa Degree, Habitales, Star Brew, Crackard, and we met all of them, and we were super impressed, and it was very difficult to be able to decide what companies to finally showcase here. So we want to recognize them also, and please use their services and reach out to them. Before I call on the final round of our dignitaries, it's very important that what you saw in the last 2 hours has been the effort of last 2 months. And it is very important to recognize the people who made this happen. So this is the entire FMP innovation team that actually brought this together. Is there a way that we can please have them on the gallery view? Ajit, is it possible to have the cameras of these people, of Friends of MP, our team? Okay, so we have all the, and we can just showcase it on the Friends of MP, the innovation team, please. It's very important that we recognize all the people who made this program happen. So we have Pankaj Gupta ji, you can see him on the screen. Can I have the others, please? Can we have other, Friends of MP volunteers on the attendee view?
And maybe every one of us can say hello.
Yeah, okay. So,
Pankaj.
yeah, please, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, please. Pankaj ji, and can I have the others also putting up their videos on? If the...
Hello, Rajiv.
Rajiv, just a minute. Let me give you the spotlight. Just a minute, Rajiv. I think we will have, just give a second. Okay. No, I want, our people to see you.
All right, let's start. I'll
yeah,
start.
okay.
So this is
go ahead. Yeah.
This is Ajit.
And we still have the program going, right? This is just a 2-minute segue. Ajit, please take it in 2 minutes so we can go to the panelists, please, again.
Hi, this is Raj Bansal.
Hey, Raj.
Namaskar, I'm Raj Bansal.
So all the people that you're seeing, gentlemen and ladies, have been the one who've created this entire program from scratch. When we started in February, we had nothing, just a dream, just an idea. So everything that you've seen so far has been put up by all the faces that you will see, and many more that you will not see. So next, please, Ajit, can we have the next person? Okay, that is Anupam Sarvaikar. So,
hello, I'm Anupam Sarvaikar.
Yep. Thank you, Anupam. And of course, we've spent countless hours talking to these teams. And as Ashish just mentioned, at least 3 of them directly got impacted by COVID. Getting to get these videos made and having them, work through these question answers. So that's Umesh Bhatia ji. Umesh ji.
Hello, namaskar. And thank you to all the wonderful participants. We couldn't have done it without you. Great companies, great energy. How's the Josh?
Hi, sir.
Okay, we have Rajiv Goel there.
Hi, everyone. It's been wonderful to be part of this journey, and I think it is just the beginning of something wonderful.
That's Sumit Maheshwari. Thank you, Sumit.
Hi, thank you. Hi, I'm Sumit. Again, what a journey. What a show. Thank you, everybody who attended. So thank you so much.
That's Ashish Shukla.
Thanks a lot. This is Ashish Shukla. Thanks a lot for joining. It's been a great learning experience for me, and I'm sure you enjoyed.
Great. And we also have, many more people that are helping on the cameras, but this is the core team that has been working on it for full last 2 months, evenings, nights, when we would do calls with the India team because of the 9.5 hour difference. We would call at 11 in the night. It will be 7 in the morning. As much thank to all our participants also who really worked with us during this exercise. But that was amazing. And of course, can we have, we have somebody from the consulate. Mr. Mishra is there. Can you see?
Sinha ji hai.
Hi?
Sinha ji hai na, dikh raha hai,
Sinha ji.
tell
Yeah,
you.
Sinha sir is also here. So let me be very honest. This whole idea started because of constant pointing of Mr. Sinha that Muchwal sahab MP wale sirf picnic karte hain, kuch aur nahi karte. I'm being very honest in front of everybody. And he has been doing that for last 2 years. So because of that motivation, we all sat together ki bhai kuch karna chahiye, and this idea came up. So Sinha sahab, to you and the consulate, thank you for.
Thank you, Jiten ji, for heeding to my suggestion and advice. It has been a great effort, and now a template has been set. We will use this template for encouraging other organizations as well, and promoting the startup ecosystem in India, connecting them with the investors in the US. We'll use this.
Great. Thank you, sir. Okay, now let's go back to our final round of panelists who have been here right from the beginning. So can we have the light on Mr. Austin? Can we have the slide for Mr. Austin Noronha, please? Okay, sorry. Can you take left, please? Yes. Our thanks also to many people, including the consulate, the MP government, the Invest India team. So we also have Kritika Singh from Invest India. Is it possible to show the spotlight on Kritika, please? Kritika Singh, if you can please show the spotlight on her. Okay. Okay, we'll come to it later if you don't find her. Can we have the slide again, please? Yeah, there's Kritika. So Kritika, thank you for joining. And she's from Startup India, and then they will of course be connecting with these startups that are presenting and also who have applied, and they have said that they would like to help and support them as best. Kritika, go ahead if you want to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Muchwal. Paul, thank you for inviting Startup India to this wonderful initiative that you have taken up. And it was lovely seeing all these startups who have presented right now. And I guess Randhir sir mentioned about this startup called Pool, who are collecting waste flowers from temples and creating products out of those. We have so many startups like these working at the grassroots who probably need a platform like yours. And yeah, I just hope that we can also collaborate after this and provide a bigger platform to more such startups. And kudos to the startups that presented up until now. Really good presentations, and I'm sure the ones yet to present, if there are, would be as good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kritika. Okay, so now we saw some other people who've been helping us. Of course, the newspapers from Madhya Pradesh, Monesh Jain, Agranshu ji from Jabalpur, Amit, Tushar, Nikhil Sharma, Anirudh Singh, Banjul, Tanya Rajak, and there have been many friends of MP volunteers whose names don't appear here, but who have been relentlessly helping us in the last 2 months in making this event what it has come out to be. So big, thanks. And it's a new day and new chapter in the history of Friends of MP. Can we now please go to Mr. Austin Noronha? So Austin is Managing Director of Sony Innovation Fund, originally from Indore, is based in California. So Austin has been joining us right from beginning. So that must have been like 7 in the morning. He has been listening to all presentations. So over to Austin. Thank you for joining us for the whole presentation. Please share your thoughts. And we have one more gentleman after Austin.
Hi, Jiten, and friends of MP from New York, New Jersey. I'm from California. I had to get my morning coffee to stay awake at 7 a.m., but it's a pleasure to join this team. I was really impressed, having grown up on the streets in Manormaganj in Indore, and Jiten is, of course, from my alma mater, St. Paul's School in Indore. The passion that the setup teams members that brought, and the variety, and the fact that I think 3 founders were women, it's mind-boggling. It's great to see that. The 2 or 3 thoughts that I would give is the first, for the entrepreneurs themselves. I think having lived in Silicon Valley for the past 35 years and worked with many entrepreneurs, I run the Sony Innovation Fund, which is about $250 million fund that is being investing in startups. We also started investing in India, by the way. So I've got a person in Bangalore that I can connect you entrepreneurs to. I think the passion is the most important part that I feel. If you don't have the passion to solve world problems, then if you're just looking for the end game of being a unicorn or being a, getting a valuation, high valuation, I think that is just half the story. You need to have the passion. The second one is, I think some other mentors have mentioned about the team. It's not just the team, but I would say you need to build an ecosystem around it, particularly mentors. If you are not open to getting advice from mentors and take the advice and do something about it, the third part of the team is actually strategic partners, and that's where corporates come in. I'm part of Sony. A lot of startups hesitate to talk to large corporates, but the value that some of the large corporates bring is tremendous. So the team should include your own founding team, but the mentors, board of advisors is very important to set up. And the third one is a strategic partnership side of it. And the last thing I would say is it's good to execute locally. I think India has done an amazing job because it's got such a big consumer base, but you should really start thinking globally. So you can execute locally, but think globally, because if, I think someone had also mentioned the textile business, the clothing business, the consumer market in the US is tremendous. And so if you think of developing anything, if you develop it, execute locally, the price structure in India is very good. So in a way, you're kind of structured to suit that particular market. But then when you come globally, the revenues could increase dramatically. The last thing I would like to mention is it's great to see so many unicorns in India. It's great to see so much money coming into India. But I feel, I think the gap between the rich and the poor is still quite a bit. So doing innovation for social impact, if any of the entrepreneurs would like to, I think that is an area which a lot of corporates also begin looking at, is the social impact and the ESG side of it, the environment and the sustainability side of it. Some of the startups that today had, the one for the clean, the recycling stuff, even the last one for the textile is very, very interesting. So I think if you can focus on some of the energy in India on social impact and the environment, that could be an awesome thing. And there's money to be made in there. It's not that you're doing this for charity. There's tremendous amount of money to be made. And the last thing I would say is, I grew up in Indore with the food. Everyone knows, I think Jiten also mentioned the food in India. If I would love to see a startup one day. We are personally looking at, as a corporate, we're looking at food tech. Personally, would love to see a startup in India coming out in the food tech side, which takes the best talent that Indore and Madhya Pradesh had for food, for healthy eating, which is another good thing for living healthy, and then make it into an innovative startup. So I hopefully in the next session, I would love to see a startup which is coming out of Indore, particularly, or Madhya Pradesh, which is focused on food. So those are the thing. And the last thing I would like to say is the organizers. I agree, Jiten is relentless. The way he pursues folks and stays connected with people. What I was totally surprised is when he sent me the agenda is starting at 7 a.m., which is California time, and then each session is 7:08, 7:11. I said, whatever happened to the Indore Standard Time or the Indian Standard Time? Everything kind of slips. But I guess Jiten and the team did an excellent job preparing these entrepreneurs to present and to be able to do it. So in my own rights, the last thing I would say is I know it is the Friends of MP, New York, New Jersey, but I would love to kind of expose it to Silicon Valley, the Friends of MP here, and do a lot more here. I have attended events in the past year from, Karnataka government coming over here, the Tamil Nadu government coming over here. So we'd love to do more for Madhya Pradesh in Silicon Valley. So if any way I can help out, we'll be happy to do so. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Austin. That was really nice of you. And thanks for sitting through the entire program right from the morning and all. And yes, it has been a pleasure for all of us. So now let's, when you have what, battle is not the right word, but the best has to come in the end. In classical music, when you do the bhairavi, that is when you reach the crescendo. And when Friends of MP is doing the Innovation MP program, there is no better way to reach the crescendo than inviting Shri Arun Maheshwari. And he's the only person, I cannot not say Arun Ji, because I don't think I have the audacity to just call Mr. Maheshwari. Arun Ji is a pioneer, and you can read about him. I don't even have to tell him. Whatever IT outsourcing is in Indore and Madhya Pradesh today, what Narayan Murthy ji and Azim Premji ji are for Bangalore, or Mr. Kohli for India, Arun ji is from Indore, is for Indore. So he started IT outsourcing in Indore in 80s when nothing was possible, no phone, no internet. But from there till now, he has been pursuing this. And when I shared about this idea, he said, I would love to do. And not only that, I would love to help. So Arun ji, we are delighted to have you. Thank you for joining from Texas. Please do share your thoughts to all the people.
So सबसे पहले जितेंद्र जी और सब आयोजकों को मेरी बहुत बहुत बधाइयाँ। आज के कार्यक्रम में 250 से ज़्यादा लोगों को की उपस्थिति और जो उत्साह मैंने देखा उसको देखकर बड़ी खुशी हुई। India has a glorious history of private entrepreneurship. India was trading with the world even in prehistoric times. There is plenty of evidence that Indus Valley civilization 4,000 years ago was trading with Sumeria, Mesopotamia, and Egypt. Many Indian business communities, such as the Marwaris, Gujaratis, Bohras, Sindhis, Parsis, and Punjabis, are well known for their risk-taking and entrepreneurship. After India's disastrous experiment with socialism in the immediate years after independence, fortunately, India has turned around from that disastrous path and is now a vibrant and dynamic, innovative economy. A large number of venture capital firms are active in India, and we see tremendous amount of activity in startups in all domains, not just IT or pharmaceuticals, but almost in every economic activity. Deal sizes have gone up to more than $1 billion. Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi, and many other places are hotbeds of entrepreneurship. But I'm sorry to say that Madhya Pradesh, unfortunately, is lagging behind. There is a lot of entrepreneurship in Madhya Pradesh, to be sure, but what is missing is an ecosystem to finance and support startups. Somebody mentioned about enablement, and that is as important as financing. Mostly new ventures are still family supported and supported by private funds. Government projects are mostly paper schemes, and the commercial banks are not terribly helpful. So as we saw today, there are plenty of intelligent, innovative, and well-developed ideas looking for support to grow. I feel that the presenters deserve your consideration and financial support. But my own feeling is that individual efforts such as this, while very important, are not enough. In my opinion, what we need, and for which there is an opportunity, is to create a venture fund focused on Madhya Pradesh. And I'm thinking about maybe $20 to $25 million venture fund initially, and perhaps to be based out of Indore, because Indore is not only the largest city and the commercial hub of Madhya Pradesh, but also is fortunate to have an IIT and an IIM. So I would like this group of organizers to think about setting up a venture fund, and we have some excellent people on this in attendance today who can help and support us. Finally, I want to compliment all the presenters. They've done an excellent job. The presentations have been very impressive. I wish them great success. And in particular, I'm most impressed to see that many of these startups are already profitable. That's very unusual. Most of these venture sort of conferences that I've attended, they follow the American model of focusing on growth, and profitability will come later. So I'm impressed to see that many of these ventures are already profitable. Also, I'm very happy to see that a wide range of domains were covered today. With that, I thank all the participants. I wish them good luck, and I wish to continue to be in touch with the organizers to see if it is possible to start a venture fund for Madhya Pradesh. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Arunji. And now that you have said it, कहते हैं ना पत्थर की लकीर. So if you have said it, and you probably have been thinking about it for 20 years or whatever time, but maybe the time is now, and maybe शायद आज उसका श्री गणेश जो है उसका नारियल हमने यहाँ पे उसका बधार दिया है. And definitely with your support and others that are here, we will definitely get somewhere. Just a point to what you made and also the other presenters made. So the panelists that you saw, meaning the presenters that you saw, was thought through very carefully in terms of diversity. So we wanted to make sure that we give representation to women entrepreneurs not just from Indore, and entrepreneurs representing different domains of business, from defense to medical to healthcare to logistics, and also scales of business. There were actually companies which are 10 people company, and there are actually companies which are 100 people company. I also want to make a humble submission to companies that could not participate today, who were semi-finalists, that it is nothing less about you not being there and the others there. It was just that we had to make a choice and we had to cut it down. We had started off with 5 companies, became 7, became 9, and then became 10. And then also you can see that how we tried to squeeze it. So please take it in mind that we will support you, and for us or people here, every company is the same. I know many people are going to feel that what is different about A and why we are not here. So this is a submission. With that, thank you everybody for taking out this time. And so before we conclude, I think what we should do is, if Pankaj can play the video that we had in the beginning, which will tell you that how this program started of Friends of MP and where MP came in innovation. And now you have seen the program, so you will get an idea what we wanted. And after that video, thank you for everybody for joining. Pankaj, please go ahead.
अपनी ओर से मध्य प्रदेश की 7.5 करोड़ जनता की ओर से आप सबका हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं।
हम कोशिश करेंगे कि न्यूयॉर्क में इंदौर दिखे, मध्य प्रदेश दिखे।
मध्य प्रदेश के विकास में भागीदार बनते रहिए, मध्य प्रदेश को आगे बढ़ाने में सहयोग देते रहिए।
तो ये शुरुआती कार्यक्रम है। हमारा ये प्रयास रहेगा कि प्रदेश में निवेश या सेवा के लिए भी उत्पर हों।
इनोवेशन इन एमपी मध्य प्रदेश के innovation.
We're seeing a generational transformation in MP.
Building some truly innovative products.
Basic world issues to high-tech solutions and many other creative ideas.
With lots of deliberation, we have shortlisted 10 companies.
With such wonderful variety and passion of the MP entrepreneurs.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. And
I have something to say here.
Yeah, please, Ajit.
The name of the fund will be FMP Innovation Fund. That's not going to get it started.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all the attendees. Thanks to all the participants, applicants, attendees, well-wishers, an entire fraternity of FMI NGA. Thank you. Please be well. Please be safe. And सबसे पहले ऊपर वाले को धन्यवाद कि उन्होंने इस सब के बावजूद इस प्रोग्राम को इतना अच्छा करवाया. जय सीताराम जी की, जय लक्ष्मी मैया की. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
हाँ सब चले जाएंगे. तुम तो निकलो.